Alright, so today we're ranking the top 10 greatest open world games. Honestly, if you want to experience the absolute best open worlds ever created, these are the 10 games you need to play. Well, technically it's actually a top 15 because before we reveal the number 1 spot, I've got 5 honorable mentions that easily deserve the 11th through 15th spots. So don't skip ahead, you might miss one of your favorite games. And if you enjoy gaming countdowns like this, make sure to subscribe to 10 Checkpoints because we've got plenty more videos like this on the way. Alright, enough talking, let's get into the countdown. Let's start with number 10 on our list, and it's Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Here's the thing. Most open world games treat traveling like a chore. You unlock fast travel because eventually you get tired of crossing the map. Spider-Man 2 does the exact opposite. Swinging through New York is so satisfying that you'll ignore fast travel completely. I can't even count how many times I marked a mission, started heading toward it, then got distracted by a random crime, chased a drone across the skyline, or simply tried to chain together the smoothest web swings possible. That's when you know an open world is doing something right. The city isn't just a backdrop. It's the playground. Every block feels alive. Traversal never gets old. And even after finishing the story, you'll find yourself jumping back in just to swing around the city for fun. Coming in at number 9 is Cyberpunk 2077. You know what's funny? When people talk about Cyberpunk today, they usually mention the comeback story. But honestly, the biggest achievement isn't the updates, it's Night City itself. This is probably the most believable futuristic city ever built in a video game. Every district has its own personality, from the corporate skyscrapers to the rundown streets where danger feels like it's around every corner. What's even better is that the world constantly rewards curiosity. You spot an alley that looks interesting, and suddenly you've discovered a hidden gig, rare loot, or a story that wasn't marked on the map. That's the difference between a good open world and a great one. Night City doesn't just look incredible, it constantly gives you reasons to explore it, and that's why it earns a spot on this list. At number 8, we've got Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. This game does something that almost no other open world game has managed to replicate. It gives you complete trust as a player. Every outpost is basically a puzzle, but the game never tells you how to solve it. Want to sneak in without leaving a trace? Go for it. Prefer calling in air support, extracting half the enemy base with balloons, or causing absolute chaos? That's your choice too. What's even crazier is that the game pays attention to how you play. Keep attacking at night and enemies start carrying flashlights. Rely too much on headshots and suddenly everyone's wearing helmets. That's not just good AI, that's an open world reacting to your decisions. Few games make you feel this clever, and that's exactly why MGS5 still feels years ahead of its time. Taking the number 7 spot is Horizon Zero Dawn. What I love about Horizon is that it makes exploration feel dangerous in the best possible way. In most games, spotting enemies in the distance is just another fight waiting to happen. Here, seeing a Thunderjaw roaming across the landscape actually makes you stop and think, am I really ready for this? Every machine is designed with strengths, weaknesses, and behaviors that completely change how you approach combat. But it's not just the machines that make the world special. The contrast between nature reclaiming the planet and the remnants of advanced technology creates one of the most unique settings in gaming. Every ruin tells a story, every new biome feels different, and every hunt feels earned. It's an open world that rewards patience, preparation, and curiosity instead of simply pointing you toward the next objective. Coming in at number 6 is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What surprised me the most about Rebirth is that it never lets exploration become repetitive. You know how a lot of open world games eventually fall into the cycle of clearing another camp, collecting another item, and moving on? Rebirth somehow avoids that almost entirely. One minute you're climbing a mountain to fight a powerful optional boss, the next you're playing Queen's Blood, racing chocobos, discovering hidden caves, or stumbling across one of the game's many unforgettable side stories. It constantly changes the pace before anything starts feeling stale. That's something a lot of developers struggle to get right. Every region has its own identity, its own activities, and its own atmosphere, so exploring always feels exciting instead of becoming another checklist to complete.
Okay, got you there! Bring it! Don't think you'll walk away from that!
You should pick out the gator's way, but no choice.
At number 5, we have Ghost of Tsushima. This is one of the few open world games where I actually turned the HUD off, and honestly, I never wanted to turn it back on. That's because Ghost of Tsushima doesn't rely on giant objective markers or cluttered maps to guide you. Instead, it trusts the world itself. You follow the wind, chase foxes through the forest, notice smoke rising in the distance, or spot a shrine sitting on top of a mountain and simply decide to go there. That kind of exploration feels natural, not scripted. And then there's the world itself. Every golden field, bamboo forest, and snow-covered mountain looks like it belongs in a classic samurai film. It's one of those rare games where slowing down, taking in the scenery, and getting lost is just as rewarding as completing the next mission. Taking the number 4 spot is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. If there's one game that completely changed how developers think about open worlds, it's this one. Before Breath of the Wild, exploration usually meant following map markers until you reached the next objective. Nintendo threw that idea out the window. The moment you leave the Great Plateau, the game basically says, go wherever you want. And somehow, it actually works. You'll climb a mountain because something caught your eye, glide into a valley, discover a hidden shrine, and 2 hours later realize you've completely forgotten what you originally planned to do. That's the magic of this game. It doesn't reward you because a quest told you to explore. It rewards you simply because you were curious enough to look. Very few games understand player curiosity this well, and that's exactly why Breath of the Wild remains one of the greatest open worlds ever created.
I will hold the malice back as much as I can, but my power is waning. Attack any glowing points that you see.
Coming in at number 3 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. You know a game has built an incredible world when the side quests are so good that you actually forget about the main story. That's The Witcher 3 in a nutshell. I can't tell you how many times I set out to continue the campaign only to spend the next 3 hours helping strangers, hunting monsters, or getting pulled into stories that felt just as important as the main plot. And that's what makes this world so special. Nothing feels like filler. Every village has its own problems, every forest hides another mystery, and almost every decision has consequences that come back later in unexpected ways. Instead of filling the map with repetitive activities, CD Projekt Red filled it with meaningful experiences. That's why, even after nearly a decade, so many RPG fans still consider The Witcher 3 the gold standard for open world storytelling. Coming in at number 2 is Elden Ring. I've played a lot of open world games, and most of them want to guide you every step of the way. Elden Ring does the exact opposite. It trusts you to get lost, and somehow that's what makes it so addictive. You'll see a castle sitting on the horizon and think, I'll check that out for 5 minutes. 2 hours later, you've cleared hidden catacombs, defeated an optional boss, discovered a legendary weapon, and somehow ended up in an underground city you never even knew existed. That's the brilliance of Elden Ring. Every discovery feels earned because the game never hands it to you. It doesn't fill the map with icons telling you where the fun is, it lets you find it yourself. That constant sense of mystery and discovery is something very few games have ever achieved, and it's why exploring the lands between never stops being exciting. Before we reveal our number one pick, here are a few legendary open world games that narrowly missed the list but absolutely deserve recognition. Grand Theft Auto V set the benchmark for living, breathing cities with its incredible attention to detail, endless activities, and unmatched freedom. The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, remains one of the most influential RPGs ever made, offering limitless exploration and one of gaming's strongest modding communities. Assassin's Creed Odyssey impressed players with its enormous recreation of ancient Greece, packed with memorable locations and rewarding exploration. Fallout 4 combined post-apocalyptic survival with deep customization, giving players the freedom to build settlements and shape the Commonwealth. And finally, Death Stranding reimagined open-world traversal itself, proving that simply traveling across a beautifully crafted landscape could become a deeply engaging and unforgettable gameplay experience. Now, with those incredible games acknowledged, it's time to reveal the number one greatest open-world game you should play right now. And finally, taking the number one spot is Red Dead Redemption 2. What makes Red Dead Redemption 2 the greatest open world game ever made isn't just the size of its map or the incredible graphics. It's the feeling that the world genuinely exists without you. Ride through a forest and you'll see animals hunting each other. Walk into a town and every NPC seems to have a daily routine instead of standing around waiting for the player. You can ignore the story for hours, go hunting, play poker, help strangers, or simply ride across the countryside, and somehow it never feels like you're wasting time. That's because the world itself is the experience. Every detail, from the changing weather to random encounters you'll only see once, makes the world feel alive. Nearly every open world game gives you a place to play. Red Dead Redemption 2 gives you a world to live in. And for me, that's why nothing else quite comes close.
You want to get hurt? Please help! Get your money out.
All right, here. God, find a way to make a living. Oh God! Oh God!
Now go away.
And that's our list of the top 10 greatest open world games you should play right now. Did your favorite make the list? Let us know in the comments which open world game you think deserves the number one spot. Or tell us if we missed one of your favorites. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next gaming countdown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.